All right, in this lesson, let's go ahead and just continue working on the front of the car. All right, so we're still working on the front of the car. I was going to kind of come in and clean this up a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do here in this lesson as part of the lesson. And so this is kind of where we left off. And so I want to just kind of clean some of this up and also add some extra geometry in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just use cut. And I'm going to draw first just from this edge up to here. Go ahead and right click to end that. And go ahead and just pull those kind of up. And again, we just want to make sure that we're not pulling those too far off the surface. We wanted to kind of maintain that shape. Okay. And we can go ahead and just kind of pull this up here and over. Okay, so we kind of clean that up just a little bit. It looks a little bit nicer. We also want to add some resolution in here. So we'll go ahead and just cut this across so it's nice and sharp. And then we can come in and just kind of either cut that across there or down to the bottom there. All right, we also need some resolution up in this area, and it looks like we can kind of clean this up too. So now that we've got this extruded in, we don't need this triangle here, and in fact we need to add a little bit of sharpness here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this edge and just get rid of that. Go back to cut, and let's go ahead and connect up kind of these edges right in here. And we can come down, and if we want to, we can just come across and just maybe connect it up right in there. And this one, we need to come in and connect as well. Okay. So we can go ahead and just grab that and pull that across. And we can just bring that down. Let's go ahead and bring that down here, connect that up, and then if we want to, we could go ahead and just get rid of that edge. All right, now we can come in and then add one more little edge here to make that nice and tight. And so I'll go ahead and cut from here down to here. And then if I select these edges, so I just select that ring and just do our connect. And there we go. Just connect that. Go ahead and open the settings there. And I'll slide it down. And then we'll just cut that across. Okay, so right in there. So that should give us a little bit more sharpness there. Okay, and if we go down and smooth that out, you can see that that is what we get. You can move those points apart a little if you want to do that. But I think that's going to work just fine for us. All right, so go ahead and just select this guy and turn off our subdivision. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is build out this kind of vent on the side. And that's this piece here, kind of this piece here. It's kind of a little bit hard to see. Basically, it comes in from the ridge that's created by this and creates this kind of a triangular shape. So I'm going to go ahead and select these polygons to begin with. All right, and let's just do an inset so we can again define the shape of that. And so now we can do this on the basis of these vertices if we want to do that. I'll just go to local, and I can just kind of shape this into sort of what I want. Okay, so I can move this over. It kind of more of a shape like that. All right, and these I want to move closer to this edge. Okay, and also down here, I want to move that closer to the edge so that it is there's not a lot of geometry between this edge and what we're doing here. Okay, so now I can take these polygons. Let's do another inset, just a real small inset. Okay, say OK to that. And now we'll just simply do an extrude. And we can go ahead and pull that in if we want to. Okay, and say OK. And now we can just pull this forward Okay, so there's a part of the piece there that is it's actually, it's a little bit hard to see, but it's actually coming in like that. So that's what we want to do, is just kind of pull it in that way. All right, we can kind of flatten this out if we want to, and rotate it a bit. So we just kind of pull it in, kind of like that. And now we can do another extrude. This time we'll go straight back. Okay, straight back like that. And let's go ahead and say OK to that. Now this piece we can actually detach, right? So let's go ahead and detach that. So come down here and detach, say OK, and that will create that sort of piece inside the vent there. Now again, we're going to have to come in and add some resolution because this is going to be very soft. Now this actually we'll still need to probably add some resolution over on this side as well. But we definitely want it to be kind of a little bit sharper down here. So we can come in with our cut tool and begin to kind of cut some of these areas. So I'm going to create kind of a sharper edge over here. Okay, and I'll just cut it off kind of right down there. Same thing over on this side. Come in and just cut along here. Again, I'll just kind of cut that off right in that area. And then the same thing on this corner. So we want it to be kind of nice and sharp. I'll go ahead and pull that down and just cut that off right there. So now take a look at this. We'll still need to do this up at the top as well. We can see how that's starting to get a little bit sharper. Okay, down there. And we'll be pulling some of this geometry out so we won't have this sort of a thing going on here. All right. Let's go ahead and do the same thing up here on the top. And let me just go down, scroll up here, and cut. And then we'll go ahead and just cut this across. And let's just go ahead and pull this up. And we'll just cut it off right in there. All right. And so that should give us a little bit more hardness. We can also come in, select these edges right here, select the ring, and go ahead and add some geometry in there. And so we'll go down to Edit Edges and connect that up. And let me go ahead and open the settings and just slide that across. All right. All right, so if we take a look at this now, and let me go ahead and just soften this up so we can look at this. Okay, we've got a little bit of an issue down there, but everything else is looking actually pretty good. You might want to go ahead and add an extra line in here if you want to, and you can just kind of connect that up. All right. Okay, so this is taking a little bit of time, but that's okay. I'm just trying to show you kind of every step basically. I don't want to really skip anything, just in case that might be something that you have an issue with. So in the next lesson, I'm just going to go ahead right now and just clean this up a little bit, add probably another line in here. But in the next lesson, we're going to add a circular area, so you can see where this light is. We're going to add an area for that light in the front here. So we're almost finished. Seems like we've been working on this for a while, but we're almost finished on this, working on this front part. So we'll go ahead and just finish that up. We'll bring that circular piece in, and then we'll extrude out this kind of bottom ridge and finish up with everything in the next lesson.